It has indeed been 2 weeks now since Kaïs Saïed declared a state of emergency, sacked the prime minister, and suspended the parliament, claiming that he was acting both in the national interest and in full conformity with the Constitution. Well, for more on this, I am joined by our international affairs editor, Rob Parsons. Rob, is it any clearer now yet in what direction the president plans to take Tunisia?
No, in a nutshell, and that really is the problem at the moment. The president says he's acting under the terms of the Constitution, according to Article 80, which says that in moments like imminent danger to the country, the president can act in this way. But you know, the Constitution says nothing about suspending Parliament, for instance, and in the absence of any clarity, people are beginning to ask questions now. Why is the president acting as he is? Why these arrests? You know, why is Parliament suspended for 30 days with the possibility of a further extension after that? Why isn't he making it clear what direction he wants to take the country in? He has popularity, there's no doubt about that, and he is backed by the army and he's backed by the trade unions. The biggest trade union, the UGTT, is urging him to fill the vacuum of power at the moment by forming a small and harmonious government. That at least would be a step to stabilize the situation in the country. So the question many people, I suppose, will be asking in Tunisia is, well, look, you know, President Saïed has taken this step. We have supported him. Why isn't he making it clear what he wants to do next? Is he simply concerned himself that if he does establish a small government with himself at the head of it, all responsibility will stop with him and all the problems of the country will start to fall on his head? Last year, the economy shrunk by 8%. It's one of the worst hit countries by COVID-19. Unemployment is at 17%. These are big problems for anybody to deal with.
Okay, Rob, and what about Ennahda, that self-styled Muslim Democratic Party? It's been in power for a decade, and it said on Wednesday that the president's move should be turned into a, quote, stage of the democratic transition. What might that mean? Where might that party's future lie?
Yeah, Ennahda is calling for a national dialogue, as are many countries around the world, including the United States and the European Union as well. At this stage, President Saïed doesn't seem to be keen to go down that path. Ennahda is in a state of confusion, in a nutshell. It was taken completely by surprise, it seems, by President Saïed's move. It came at a time when the party was internally divided, when Rachid Ghannouchi, the leader of the party, who's 80 years old now and recovering from COVID-19 himself, is not in a position of good personal strength to lead the country out, to lead the party out of the crisis. So Ennahda is really struggling at the moment. Its popularity is falling. It recognizes that the country appears to be behind President Saïed and the moves that it's taken, and is struggling to find a position for itself. It antagonized many people in the country back in July when it called for $3 billion to be made available to members of the party who had suffered under the authoritarian regime of the previous president. That went down like a lead balloon with most people in the country, which, as I was saying earlier on, is suffering from unemployment, COVID-19. The last thing it wants is to hear Ennahda saying it wants to reward its members for suffering in the past. They want somebody to take the country by the scruff of the neck and drag it out of the crisis, not to drag the country back into the past.